I called the meeting to order, and you saw the pictures of our members across the state saying what? What were they saying to you?
Vote.
How about vote and stand up for your rights? Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know it, you must be living on Mars. We're at war. We're at war as much as we ever been with any enemy ever out there. We're at war with incompetent, unbelievable politicians who want to blame us from everything from the fact that it may rain tomorrow to the fact that they can't balance budgets without laying people off and cutting services. The war that we're out there is a war on public services. We have everybody from the White House in some cases down to the State House saying that if you guys would only, and girls would only be nice and give back those billion-dollar pensions, we'd be okay. Well, that's not true. At every level, state, federal, and local, we have to fight to keep what we have. We have to stand up and fight to make sure that we have a future. And when I say that, I'm talking about school bus drivers, cafeteria workers, clericals, safety officers, correction people. We're all in this fight. There are no sacred cows. Our union was built by hardworking public workers who provide services to the community. The party of no in Congress would like to say, and I'm not blaming just Republicans, I'm blaming Democrats too, who think they can take us for granted. Because after all, you know, where do you guys go? Where do you ladies go? We in CSEA have a long history of endorsing candidates for office, not because of their party, but because of how they vote and where they stand with us. And in New York, we're not alone from attack. You know, it's one thing if you looked at what happened in Ohio, Wisconsin, when you looked at what happened across the country. If we would have had a Republican president and a total Republican Congress, and I don't need to knock our Republicans, we endorse a lot of good ones, but look at the people I'm talking about. Scott Walker and his ilk weren't just in Wisconsin. We have a Democratic governor in New York. I don't think I have to go any further than that. But the truth of the matter is, those attacks would have made us an endangered species now if it would have been a Republican president and a Republican Congress. This election, and you've heard this until you've been blue in the face, and by the way, I want to know if any of you have been able to cash any of these. I really want to know where you cashed them. The fights we have ahead of us tell us we have to understand this is the most important election in our time, in this snapshot, this day. Because if we lose, there won't be a future. You have right-to-work laws pumping up in almost every state in the union. You have workers getting zero contracts and having to give back more and more. Now, I'm not kidding anybody. We didn't get the best contract in the world in New York, but we didn't give anything back. We fight to keep what we have. And we'll fight in every town, village, and school in the state to make sure we don't give back anything. Our union looks forward to the future. We just don't want to make sure we have a decent future. We have respect. We want to make sure there's change and growth and transformation into a better state, a better operation, a job that our children and their grandchildren can have. We pay taxes too. We understand we want effective, efficient government, but we want a government that cares about the people it represents. And more importantly, we'd like them to care about the people who take care of the people they represent. You. When you think of our accomplishments over the years, now, contrary to some people's popular belief, especially McDermott's, he was here in 1910 when we started the Civil Service Union. The Taylor Law itself, the idea of a pension, it wasn't here when they were public employees to start. CSEA helped create it. The idea of having a 40-hour work week wasn't standard. We helped create it. We helped make sure that besides pensions, there was health care. We made sure that although we wanted Tier 1, and everybody else wound up with Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5, and the infamous Tier 6. We know that people needed a fair pension. We helped create the first COLA in this state. We've done a lot of good, but only when we work together. When you look at it as I'm a state person, or I'm a local government person, or a private sector person, you lose. You lose. Our union strength is very honestly not on this dais. It's not even out in this hall. It's in the towns, villages, and schools where our members work every day. And that you should be proud of, because you helped them be the best damn union in the country. We worked hard. This week, you've been here for a few days, and Fran Turner and her team did a marvelous job. How many of you think they didn't do a good job? Okay, I was wondering. It's easy to clap when you think it's the right video. I think they deserve a round of applause for all the hard work they did. And let me tell you, I love the idea of the fact that some of our people, has pointed out to me, come to these meetings late. And Fran even told me a story about one of the members showing up at one of the meetings late. I won't say his name because I know him and he'll probably be unhappy at the bar later. But he came in and said, okay, what do we tell an unhappy member about why they should vote for anybody, let alone this president or someone else? Fran said, looked at him blankly and said, what did you learn in the 2 days of these meetings? What did you learn? Ladies and gentlemen, you're the choir. It's nice to say the union, whoever that is, can go out and talk to your members. We want you going home, telling your members why it's important to be involved, taking them to the polls, reminding your children, your grandparents, your parents, that it's important for everybody to be out there pushing. Now, the ones that don't think we're right, and Nikki, I know you're probably in the room somewhere, I know we can have differences of opinion. Our union represents conservatives, liberals. Joel Schwartz is not here, so I can leave out the communists this week. And wait a minute, he'd be the first one up to remind you that there are. But the idea is this: we can be different. We can have different ideas. But you're not Democrats or Republicans. You're not upstate, downstate. You're not school districts, towns, villages, state workers. You're public employees trying to make sure the state of New York works right, takes care of the people it should, and treats the people that provide the services with the respect they deserve. Amen. We stand strong in solidarity, as those pictures show, with every other union in the state of New York when they stand with us and when we can fight in common ground. We should speak with one voice. We should remind politicians we always have another way to go, and we'll hold you accountable, Democrat or Republican. We're proud of who we are. And let me ask you, because I asked you before, what did they teach you? Well, what did you hear during the week? Are you really proud of who you are? Yes. Are you ready to stand up? Yes. Are you ready to fight for what you have? Yes. Are you ready to make sure your members stand up and fight for what they have? Yes. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to be the president of the best damn union in this country, and that's thanks to you and the members. Now, someone said there's no free commercials. We do have some business to take care of. I would like to now appoint our parliamentarian,